Hi, I'm Mark. This is my October review for Taurus Sun sign and Taurus rising. This month we have quite a lot of activity going on. We have some different aspect patterns which we'll talk about, and we also have 4 planets going direct this month, so that's all good news. To start the month though, we have Mercury retrograde. Mercury is retrograde in your 6th house. And will be until the 18th. So it's a time now that you need to expect your daily routines to be slightly out of sync, and things may have to be rescheduled. But also this is a good time now to work on detailed things, small things, little kinks that need to be ironed out, so that your life and your routines can run smoothly for the future. There's an extremely strong influence on Libra in the 6th house this first few weeks of October for you. And on the 1st there is a kite aspect which lasts till the 4th. And this is like a grand trine that we had last month. It's dynamic energy, but it's even more dynamic because there's an opposition involved in this and some sextiles. So the harmonious aspects will help to transmute the effect of the opposition and turn it into a positive energy. Now the focus point is the 6th house in Libra. So Libra is about balance. The 6th house is about your daily routines, your health, your diet, your exercises. This is where the energy can be directed. This is where you can make the changes. Also on the 1st, Venus makes a positive aspect of Pluto. Now Venus is in your 7th house, so this is a good time to examine your emotions and see how they affect your relationships. Also on the 3rd, Mercury makes a positive aspect to Jupiter, and Mercury is retrograde, so this is an ideal time to plan and do work in the background, ready for when Mercury goes direct on the 18th. On the 5th we have the concentration of energy in the 6th house amplified because the Sun and Mars come together in Libra. And this is for 6 days, so it's had a lot of energy. These two work very well together. Their energy is complementary, and this will be great for putting things, making changes, putting things into place, new regimes, new diets, new exercise plans, new ways of work, new projects at work. All of these things is a great time to get things going. On the 6th we have a new moon where the moon joins the Sun and Mars, so this makes a very dynamic new moon in Libra, which is a cardinal sign, so it's an action sign, and the 6th house is all where the action needs to go into your routines. Make those changes. Pluto is our first planet to turn direct. This will intensify his energy for later in the month when he makes contact with other planets. On the 9th, Mercury, who's going retrograde, makes a connection with Mars and the Sun in that 6th house. So Mercury will allow you to look within and see what needs changing. With Mars you better look at the time or energy that you waste, and Mercury will help you see this clearly so you can make adjustments and changes to stop that. And then with the Sun, Mercury will help you look at your inner light and see if it's shining. If it's not shining, you need to ramp things up a bit and make changes. Venus makes an aspect on the 9th as well. She conjuncts the Moon South Node. Now this can always bring back things from the past, karma drama we call it. Could be people from the past or past habits that suddenly resurface. These have got nothing new to teach you, so it's best to just push them aside. Head towards the North Node. The North Node is our way forward, and the North Node is in your 2nd house, the house of values. This is where you need to put value and have boundaries, so that the South Node does not draw you away from that. On the 11th we have our 2nd planet going direct. This is Saturn. Now Saturn will help to guide you and steer you on your path, and help to align you with what's right for you. Also on that day we have a positive aspect between Chiron and the Black Moon Lilith. Now Chiron's in your 12th house of the unconscious, so you may have dreams, you may have messages coming through from Chiron, helping you, building your confidence, allowing you to be able to express yourself more clearly and overcoming any difficulties that you've had in the past. And also it's a good time to start expressing your deepest unconscious desires. Let them come through slowly, and don't be afraid of them. Let them come through and see how you feel about them. On the 13th, Venus makes the first aspect to the now direct Saturn, and Saturn's in that 10th house, remember. You'll be able to have a clear understanding now of what your duties and responsibilities are. This relates to your career, your public standing, or your chosen path. And this will now allow you to understand what they are. This will allow you to talk about them and discuss them, especially with people in authority, and you'll know what your obligations are for the future. Then on the 15th there is a fantastic aspect between the Sun and Jupiter. This is probably the best aspect you can get. It's a trine aspect, and it will make you feel good. It's got that feel good factor. It will boost your vitality and your confidence, and it's just a great day to enjoy. Between the 14th and 17th we have an astrological pattern which is called a mystic rectangle. Now this is where we have two oppositions that cross each other, and then they are supported by two trines and two sextiles. So the harmonious aspects help to negate the effect of the oppositions. Now these are across your conscious and unconscious houses and the money houses, but the idea is not to focus on one area, to try and use the energies combined. The energies are in fire and air, so it's good for communication and direct contact. It's also good because it's in a masculine sign, so it's very extroverted. So tune in and use the energies wisely. Then on the 16th we have the second kite. This time, instead of the focus being on the Sun, the focus will be on Mercury, with the same planets involved. And again, this could affect your career because that's involved, and again your unconscious area. Now the aspect of Mercury will change during the 5-6 day period that the kite is active. This is because Mercury will become stationary and then turn direct. So Mercury turns direct on the 18th, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with this energy during this kite configuration. On the 17th we have what is a challenging aspect because the Sun makes a square to Pluto's now going direct. This is in your 9th house. So there'll be challenges to your beliefs. And it could be that you need to learn some new things regarding your routines, your diet, exercise, etc. in your work. Maybe that you need to learn new things so that you can transform the way you do things. So this is a time to be adventurous and to look at different ways of doing things. It's also a good time to purge things that are no longer of any use in your life, purge things in your daily life, purge things in your belief system that perhaps no longer fit, to make way for new things and new ideas. Then a couple of days later there's an aspect between Mars and Jupiter. This again is another high energy period, another 3 days where you'll be dramatically dynamised to achieve and do things. This is very good for business, it's very good for any projects that can require a physical presence. And it's very good for developing a new sense of who you are. Jupiter enlarges everything it touches, so Mars is your sense of purpose. So this sense of purpose could be enlarged by Jupiter, and it could be opportunities that come your way to grow and evolve. On the 20th we have a full moon. This could be quite a difficult full moon for you because the full moon's in Aries. Now Aries is full of energy, wants to start new things going, new ideas, and wants to be very energetic. But the full moon falls in your 12th house, which is the house of quiet reflection and resting and recharging your batteries. So there could be a little bit of a dilemma there. Either you will feel very energetic and want to do things, or you'll feel that you want to withdraw, be quiet and still, and perhaps reflect on things during this full moon. The day after the full moon, you certainly will get a boost of energy because we've got an aspect between Mars and Pluto. This is square, so it's quite challenging, but it's vibrant with intense energy. And it needs to be channeled. So if you're not doing a job that's physical and you're sitting at a desk, make sure you do some exercise or something to stave off any irritability or frustrations. Mars has come at the end of that 6th house, so he wants to assert himself in that area. He wants to do this either in the workplace or within your daily routines. Maybe that he wants a new exercise regime that's much more vigorous and harder than the one you've been doing. Or he may wish to change any number of things with this Pluto transformation aspect. Then on the 26th is quite a quiet day because Venus makes a square to Neptune. This is a day when you might be quite dreamy, you might be daydreaming, you might not have the energy, but you want to do something perhaps more creative or more spiritual. 28th could be a fortunate day because Venus makes a positive aspect to Jupiter, who's also now going direct. So Jupiter's in your 10th house of career, of your destined path and public standing, so there could be opportunities in these areas. Venus is also connected to finances, so this could be a boost for finances as well, because Venus is in the 8th house of shared finances, so there could be good news in that area. But all in all, it's going to be a very nice sociable day. Then on the 29th it's a much more difficult day because the Sun makes an aspect to Saturn. It's a square aspect, a challenging aspect, and Saturn's also in that 10th house. The Sun will be limited by Saturn. The Sun will have his light shielded a little bit by Saturn. Saturn will bring forth your obligations, your duties, your responsibilities, and point them out to you. And you may not like this, but you need to face up to it, and you need to communicate with those in authority so that you can work out exactly what you have to do and what's expected of you. Also, this is a good time to work on any weaknesses because Saturn will point out weaknesses. Now, he does this because he likes to teach you. He likes to teach you how you can improve and evolve. So take notice, work on those weaknesses, and you'll end up evolving into a better person. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the October review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a message, I'd love to hear from you.